If you look at your life and all you see is a graveyard of half-finished projects, a guitar resting in the corner, a half-coded website, a box of baking tools, and a sudden obsession with learning jujitsu, you probably carry a very specific kind of shame. Society even has a label for you: dilettante. They say you're scattered, that you don't have the grit to specialize. You start to feel like an imposter because you can't choose one lane and stay in it. You've heard the phrase, jack of all trades, master of none, and maybe you've used it against yourself. But you forgot the rest of the quote. The full line says, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Psychology suggests that this feeling of being scattered isn't a flaw. It's actually a signal of a highly adaptive nervous system. You're not failing to specialize, you're unconsciously constructing something rare, a cognitive framework known as the M-shaped mind. While the world keeps telling you to narrow your focus, your brain might be preparing you for a future where hyper-specialization becomes a weakness. But before we unpack why your chaos might actually be a survival strategy, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. And if you enjoy deep psychological breakdowns like this, check out my newsletter community after this video. It's linked in the description. To understand why this anxiety shows up, we have to examine the illusion you were sold. For nearly a century, the world operated like an I-shaped game. It rewarded people who drilled one hole a mile deep. It was what psychologists call a kind learning environment, like golf, where the rules rarely changed. If you practiced your swing for 10,000 hours, you succeeded. But you don't live in a kind environment anymore. Your brain instinctively understands that the modern world is what psychologists describe as a wicked environment. The rules shift constantly. And in a wicked environment, the specialist becomes fragile. When the industry evolves, they risk becoming obsolete. So naturally, you drift. One year, you're obsessed with electrical wiring and HVAC systems. The next year, you're immersed in yoga, heavy lifting, or DJing rave music. To outsiders, this pattern looks chaotic. They might label you unfocused or strange. But what you're really doing is collecting data points from completely different domains. And this is where the real magic begins. Psychology has a name for it: far transfer. The specialist relies on near transfer. They solve problems they've already encountered, using the same familiar tools again and again. But you operate differently. You use far transfer. You borrow an idea from one completely unrelated field and apply it somewhere unexpected. Picture a web developer who once worked as a beekeeper and a farmer. On the surface, those experiences seem unrelated to coding. But that time spent working with soil and hives teaches them about organic systems, balance, and growth cycles in a way a screen-bound specialist never could. They aren't simply writing lines of code, they're nurturing a digital ecosystem. That's far transfer. That's innovation. You feel like an imposter because you're not the absolute best at one single thing, but you're missing the point. Your value doesn't lie in isolated depth, it lies in synthesis. Realizing that your curiosity is a superpower can feel like a huge relief, but it doesn't immediately fix the heavy problem underneath: the burnout, the quiet panic, the sense that you're falling behind. You look around and see people your age becoming senior vice presidents or lead engineers, and it feels like you're still standing at the starting line because you keep changing tracks. That feeling comes from misunderstanding the geometry of your own potential. You're not T-shaped, broad knowledge with one deep specialty. You're M-shaped. An M-shaped person builds multiple pillars of depth, all connected by a bridge of curiosity. But here's the trap. You can't construct every pillar of the M at once. If you try to study data science, write a novel, and launch a business all in the same month, you'll burn out. The people who truly thrive this way, the real polymaths, practice something called serial mastery. They see life in seasons. Maybe your 20s are devoted to music and art. Then your 30s pivot toward programming to create financial stability. You didn't abandon art. You simply completed that season of building. I once came across the story of a 53-year-old man who finally made peace with this structure. He realized he didn't have to choose between art and programming. Programming became the pillar that paid the bills, while music, philosophy, and game design grew quietly during nights and weekends. He even turned down high-pressure team lead roles so he could keep his work week around 30 hours. He guarded his mental energy carefully. He didn't force everything to merge at once. He allowed each pillar to develop in sequence. And over time, they naturally converged into his own personal video game projects. That is the M shape in motion. There's one final psychological trait that makes you remarkably resilient, and it comes straight from evolutionary biology. It's called redundancy. In nature, redundancy isn't inefficiency, it's protection. Elephants, for example, rarely develop cancer because they possess extraordinary genetic redundancy. There are multiple copies of the same cancer-fighting gene. If one stops working, another steps in to do the job. Your scattered interests function the same way. They are your redundancy. If you're only a specialist software engineer and AI suddenly replaces your role, fear hits hard. But if you're a software engineer who can also handle electrical wiring, repair HVAC motors, and teach English, you become extremely difficult to corner. You weren't wasting years casually dabbling. You were practicing strategic adaptability. You were quietly building a safety net of skills, one that protects you no matter how the economy shifts, how technology evolves, or how the job market transforms. You always have a pivot available. So stop apologizing for your graveyard of hobbies. Those weren't failures. They were semesters at a university you designed for yourself. You were never meant to shrink into a single label. You were designed to become the bridge between worlds that most people don't even realize are connected. If you're ready to step into your M-shaped future, drop a heart emoji in the comments as a sign that you're bringing all the pieces together. And if you want the deeper research on how to structure your life into powerful seasons, subscribe and explore the newsletter community linked in the description.